And now, fans, at this time, we do ask that you please rise if you are able, and please remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem.
The anthems are over, the players are ready. It's Friday night, not quite under the lights, but we might get to that later on this evening, but it's a hot one. Here in Burnaby, Swangard Stadium is your setting for the latest League 1BC featured matchups as TSS Rovers take on the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps. I'm your match commentator, Michael McCall, and I'll have the call this evening for both of the matches. The women about to kick off, the men getting underway at 6:30. Both games you can watch live here on League 1BC's YouTube channel. We'll get into the starting lineups right away for the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps. In goal, number 30, Kylie Sandilak, making her 7th start of the season, or 7th appearance of the season I should say. Joy Kimwemwe, number 2. Number 3, Iba Oching. Number 7, Geneva Hernandez-Gray. Number 8, Jamie Perreault. Number 9 is Kiera Blundell. Number 10, Noelle Sather. Number 11, Kaylee Hunter. Number 14, Tea Mason. Number 16, Bridget Mutipula. And number 17 is Emma Yee. Led by head coach Katie Collar, the Whitecaps will be lining up in a 3-4-3 formation this evening. For the home team, Vancouver Whitecaps will be taking on a very hungry TSS Rovers, led by head coach Kevin Booker. In goal for them, making her 6th appearance and 6th start of the 2024 season, wearing the number 1 jersey is Kirsten Tynan. Number 3 is Amanda Scott. Number 4, Tilly James. Number 6, Maddie Ma. Number 8, Sophia Ferrimo. Number 9, Vanessa Tomei. Number 11, Jenna Baxter. Number 16, Joanna Dolezal. Number 18, Caitlin Kearney. Number 19, making a very welcome return to TSS and to League 1 after an injury curtailed much of her 2023 career, Stella Downing. And number 23, Ruby Chevalier. These two teams met in week 2 of the League 1BC season. The Whitecaps won that one quite heavily by a scoreline of 7-0. Really putting TSS Rovers to the sword, but it's a much different TSS Rovers side in terms of how they are playing from that opening encounter. It was the second game of the season for the Whitecaps. It was the season opener for TSS. Whitecaps coming to this in first place in League 1. They've played 7, they've won 6, they've drawn 1, 35 goals for, just to 4 goals against, sitting currently on 19 points. TSS down in 5th, just outside the playoff positions. From their 6 matches played, they'll be starting the second half of their season tonight. They've won 2, they've drawn 1, and 3 defeats for the Rovers. After losing their first 2 games by a combined scoreline of 12-1, TSS have lost just 1 of their next 4, 2 wins and a draw in there. They're currently sitting 3 points off the playoffs with 3 games in hand on 4th place altitude. So their playoff hopes is very much in their own hands, and if they can get anything from this match tonight, it's going to be a fantastic boost for their post-season campaign. TSS wearing the red jerseys with the white trim and white numbers. They'll be shooting from right to left in this first half. The Whitecaps in the blue jerseys with the white band and the white shorts. They'll be going from left to right, and they'll be getting the action underway, and it's Ciara Blundell, the league's leading scorer, that gets this one underway. Blundell, 10 goals and 6 assists on the season so far. She leads the league in both of those stats. Not too far behind her, Geneva Hernandez-Gray, 6 goals and 4 assists, and Kaylee Hunter has 5 goals for the Whitecaps. Emma Yee also up there with assists. She has 2 goals to go with her 4 assists. And 10 different Whitecaps players have found the back of the net this season, compared to just 6 for TSS. Jenna Baxter and Devon Kavanagh lead the TSS Rovers with 2 goals and an assist to their name. The Rovers haven't kept a clean sheet this season. The Whitecaps have kept 4. But the Whitecaps will be coming into this one not rattled, but certainly out to kind of stamp their authority back on League One after suffering their first drop points of the season in their last outing 9 days ago at Kinsman Field against Altitude. That was a 1-1 draw in that one. A fantastic performance from Altitude, coming back from losing to the Whitecaps 10-2 just 3 days previously, and that is the only points this season that the Whitecaps have dropped. And it's the Caps that have been enjoying all the early possession here. Sather tries to chip that forward. Hernandez-Gray picks up the loose ball. Sather, she has scored a couple of fantastic long-range efforts this season, Noelle Sather. 4 goals to her name for the season, and they've been absolute beauties. Such well-struck long-distance efforts, free kicks, you name it, Noelle Sather has found the back of the net with them. And that's something the Rovers will be very aware of, and they won't want to give her too much room anywhere in or around the box tonight. As that one just runs away from Emma Yee. Little push in the back there, and that's going to bring up a chance for the Whitecaps to get something going forward here. Not wanting to launch it into the box just yet. Katie Collar's side will be moving the ball around very well tonight. They don't try and force anything, but they are very good at creating their own opportunities with the way that they move the ball about. And Mutapula finds Perot here on the right, but very well closed down there by Chevalier, and that's going to be out for a Whitecaps corner deep in the Rovers half. Crowd still funneling in here at Swangard. Good turnout already for this one, as more coming in all the time. As I mentioned, it's a very hot one. It's around 28 degrees here in Burnaby. There's a little bit of a wind, but down at pitch level it's even hotter. So it's going to be very tough conditions for both those sides. We'd expect there to be a water break. Haven't had any official confirmation on that, but we'll keep you posted. As the Rovers unable to get out of their own half here in the early going. They were very much under the cosh in the May 4th meeting at Thunderbird Stadium. Sather looking to see if there's any options available. Plays it up to Blundell. She'll give this back to Sather now, and lots of room for Emma Yee out on the left, but couldn't quite get out to her, and Amanda Scott cuts that one out. Mutapula threads that one forward to Hunter. Geneva Hernandez-Gray now powering forward, sends this one out to Yee. Blundell calling for it in the middle. Yee sends it into the box, runs through to Hunter. She heads it on. It's just a little bit too far ahead of Blundell. And the Rovers now will get a chance to bring this one out. Tomei streaking up the left wing here, plays it forward to Baxter. A little bit of miscommunication there between Baxter and Tomei. Caitlin Kearney was storming forward there if Baxter had just looked the other way and tried to get that one through to her. But instead the Whitecaps now will bring this one out with Kim Wemwe. It's taken off her foot down now. Rovers get it back. Nice little bit of footwork there, and that's going to earn the Rovers a free kick. Stella Downing making an immediate impact to this Rovers side. She was injured in the second game of the 2023 season, meaning she wasn't able to complete her college season with Creighton University. Farimo sends that forward, ball cleared away by the Caps only as far as the halfway line. Chevalier will leave that one for Dolezal. Baxter, she's been so impressive for TSS in the last few weeks. Definitely one of the standout players in League One on the women's side. And that's just that overhit pass, runs away from Ruby Chevalier, and that will bring up a chance here for the Whitecaps now to get the ball back. First real touch of the game for Kylie Sandalak. Her 7th appearance of the season, just missed the one game so far. Whitecaps have been playing for a lot of the matches, one keeper in one half, one in the other. We'll see if that is Katie Collar's plan as well for this evening. Mutapula now touches that inside, it just runs away from Sather. Rovers pick it off. That's a loose one though from TSS. Chance here for Hernandez Gray. She's going to go herself. She's got a good shot on her and she sends that one towards goal, but that's easily dealt with there by Tynan. No test there for the TSS keeper. Quickly gets it out to Chevalier. Kearney now. Taken off her foot by Blundell, and that's a rare loose pass there from Kiera Blundell. Now the Rovers have a chance to go to the other end with Downing. Downing is a former Whitecaps Rex product, was with the Whitecaps from 2015 all the way through to 2020. Has played internationally at under 17 level as well for Canada, Stella Downing, as so many on this Whitecaps side have as well. Kaylee Hunter impressing at the recent under 17 qualifiers. Fremo, touch inside to Downing. She skips away from the challenge, tries to thread that through to Baxter, but that's very well read by Perot, and she'll just play that all the way back to her keeper. And Perot gets it back now, up the right wing. That's a beautiful ball here for Hunter to chase down. Blundell making a move into the middle. Hunter cuts inside, tries to thread that through to Blundell. It's just behind the leading scorer, and TSS get an important boot on that and get that clear. And Tilly James not taking any chances, playing that one back to Tynan. That's a loose kick out though from the Rovers keeper. Whitecaps get it back right away. Hunter tried to give the return ball there to Perot, but just far too far ahead of her. And the Whitecaps will have to settle for another throw in here, deep in the TSS territory. Neither keeper really had a save to make in anger yet. Tynan has collected an easy save. That's really been the only shot and goal so far from either of these sides. Expect that to change though as this game goes on. Farimo touches that one out to Scott. She'll give it up the wing to Baxter. Nice little turn away there by Baxter to make room for herself. Gets the better of Oching, but Oching does so well to close her down. Baxter through the legs there off Oching. And it's closed down well there by Yee before Baxter can get the cross in. And it's going to bring up the first corner of the game for TSS. Here in the 10th minute at Swangard. Still scoreless between these two teams. TSS already doing better than the first meeting where they were 1-0 down by the 9th minute. Small victories, I think, is what Kevin Brooker will be looking for from his side. as Tomei and Farimo standing over this corner. Good movement in the box from the Rovers to try and make space. That's over the head of Downing. And Perot heads it clear, only as far as Chevalier though, but she's closed down quickly by Kimwemwe. She's got a streaking Yi, or Hernandez Gray it was that was getting forward there, but it was well read by Scott to break that one up. As Kimwemwe just slips a little bit as she tried to make that pass through. But the Whitecaps recover now, and Perot has it on the right. Touches it herself. Gets a chance to run here. Still Perot, nice little cut inside, looking for Blundell. That's well read though by James. Scott getting herself in a little bit of trouble there by the corner flag, but recovering well to get it out. Now Downing's got a chance to bring this out for TSS. She's closed down so well though by Hernandez Gray, does manage to get it out to the wing. Tomei now looks for the ball over the top for Kearney to try and run onto, just runs all the way through to Sanderlock. Number 18, Caitlin Kearney, a 17-year-old coming out of the TSS FC Academy, made her League One debut against Unity at the end of May and scored the winner on Sunday for TSS in what could be a very important 3 points in their 2-1 win over Harbourside. It was a victory that moved the Rovers up to 5th and within 3 points of altitude in that 4th and final playoff spot. Whitecap just now though running away at the top. They will of course lose a number of their seniors in the coming weeks, as we've seen in the first 2 years of League One. And it's Nick's girl up when it comes to that, and it's been a good chance for Katie Collar over this season to give a good blooding to a few of those younger ones, the 15-year-olds that are going to be coming in and stepping up. And it is a constant conveyor belt of talent that is coming through this Girls Rex Elite programme in Vancouver. Katie Collar's side, of course, will be heading down to El Salvador in August to take on Alianza in the preliminary round of the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup. Hunter, she's sure to be involved in that and play a very key role, not one of the graduating seniors. Perot, who is, plays it back inside to Hunter. Plays this one out now to Yi. His body's in the box for Yi to get it. Sends it inside there for Kimwemwe, but just runs away from the winger and behind. And the Rovers will breathe again with a goal kick. Tynan not taking any chances with playing it out short at the back, which I like to see. I do not like teams playing it out short from the back, especially when you're going up against such a potent attack as the Whitecaps have here. They have got speed for years in these young legs, and they can really put defences to the sword, as we've seen over the course of the first 7 games, averaging 5 goals a game, the Whitecaps, which is absolutely incredible stuff. Every single player has played a part. Emma Yi, with 2 goals and 4 assists, has been a key performer for the Whitecaps this season. Players like Blundell and Hernandez Gray are going to get a lot of the plaudits for their goals and their assists, but you've got players like Noelle Sather, Emma Yi, who very much, certainly not underappreciated, but maybe don't get the recognition that their play has deserved. Same with the likes of Perot, Kimwemwe, Oching. Stacked talent throughout this Whitecaps roster, and that's a nice through ball for Blundell. Thought she was offside, the flag stayed down, a big save from Tynan. It's off the far post there, and Tynan had to stand tall to deny Blundell there. Definitely thought Blundell was offside. I'm going to watch this back on the stream just to see, but the near side assistant referee did not put the flag up there. And watching that back, that was very tight. I think it was probably just about the right decision though. As the Whitecaps push again this time. No real direction on that one from Mutapula, and that's just going to run through into the arms of Tynan. Big save from Kirsten Tynan. The 22-year-old plays her college soccer with Queen's Gales. As Tomei sends it in and Downing. Putting pressure there on Oching. Hernandez-Gray back deep defending. She'll get this one up to Hunter. Hunter does well there to flick that over the head of Chevalier. And Chevalier, another TSS FC Academy product, with a foul there for the Rovers. Chevalier, 22, now plays in the MWSL with TSS's Premier side. And the Caps will go again. Sather closed down quickly there by Maddie Ma. Loose ball picked up by Downing. Forward to Ma. Plays it out to Tomei. She's got room to get the cross, and that's a good ball in there from Vanessa Tomei, but headed clear. Only as far as for Remo, who fires one in, and it's blocked by Mutapula. Rovers enjoying their best spell of the game here, and that's just a little bit ahead there of Ma, who'll battle it out with Hernandez-Gray, and Hernandez-Gray comes away with the ball. Runs out of room though, closed down well though by Kearney. And the Caps will just slow things down and build out once again from the back. Long ball forward there, and Dolezal not taking any chances, just putting that one out for another throw-in, and the Whitecaps will send bodies forward here. Enjoyable game so far. Both sides looking very attack-minded. And that's one back well there by Kimwemwe. Plays it in towards Hunter, who tries to turn away, hoping there was somebody making the overlapping run. No one was for the Caps, and Tynan out to collect that one, and danger averted again here for TSS. Big boot forward there by Tynan, brought down well by Mutapula, and she'll just play that one back to Sandilock. Bridget Mutapula, 15-year-old from Halifax, who they think very highly of here in the Whitecaps programme. Made a debut last year in League One for the Caps as a 14-year-old. And when she's not playing League One with the Caps, she plays back in Halifax with the Halifax Dunbrack AAA under-17 team. So she's been playing at the higher level for a couple of years now. Katie Coller's been giving her a half at a time from the games that we've seen so far. Just slowly bringing on that development, but with some of the older players moving on, she will be the one that will be stepping up quite soon. One of a few of the young 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds on this Whitecap side that we've seen this season. Perodo cuts that one out. Nice little cut inside. Plays that forward to Kimwemwe. An important boot on that from James. It only falls out here to Hunter. And Chevalier is going to have to hold off. Hunter turns away nicely as well. Ball breaks favourably for the Rovers, and they'll just slow things down and build out from the back once again. And here come the Whitecaps again, but a loose one there, picked off by Ma. Under pressure immediately from Hunter, who pokes it clear, and Kimwemwe picks up the loose ball. Plays out to Sather. We know she likes a shot. Goes for another long ranger. This time blocked by Dolezal. think every time Sather gets the ball 20, 25, even 30 yards from goal, there's a buzz goes around because we've seen so many of those fly in the back of the net this season. Blocked out by Joanna Verzosa-Dolezal. Mentioned it was great to see Stella Downing back in the TSS lineup. Also great to see Dolezal back, who got her first minutes of the season in Sunday's game. The win against Harbourside coming on for the last 26 minutes and stoppage time of that one. As Hunter comes forward, the loose ball picked up by Blundell. All she's got is Rovers players around her. She's going to have to go herself. Makes room for the shot. And Blundell does that so well. Her hold-up play is probably a part of the game that maybe doesn't get the credit it deserves, because we're used to her assisting, we're used to her scoring, but she's so good at holding it up and making opportunities for herself to get shots off like that. But this time Tynan, more than a match for the League One Golden Boot leader. He picks up the loose ball, but recovered well by the Rovers. They started this one pretty much penned in their own half. They've got out of it a little bit more, but again, the last few minutes, the Whitecaps just seem to have upped the gear a little bit and have really started to turn the screw a bit on this Rovers backline, who are holding firm, though, it has to be said. At the moment, they haven't given the Whitecaps any opportunities in the box. Everything that they've had so far has been from outside the area. As Kimwemwe looking for the free kick there. Referee not having any of it. And the ball played inside now to Hernandez Gray. Yee trying to make room to get the cross in, plays inside to Hernandez Gray, who goes for the long ranger. It takes a deflection, and that will run through into the welcoming arms of Tynan. The officials for this one, I don't think I mentioned them at the start. The referee, the man in the middle, is Stephen Lebrechthuizen. Billy Cheng, the first assistant referee, Sebastian Poidovan, the second assistant referee, and Olin Metz is the fourth official for this one. Remember, you can follow the action all season long on LeagueOneBC.ca or download the League One Canada app, where you can get scores, updates, stats, figures, everything you want from League One BC, League One Alberta, League One Ontario. And follow the action as we get into the business end of the season. As Yee goes again here up the left hand side. Inside to Kimwemwe. Ma though, back battling away. Kimwemwe comes away with the ball. Mutapool, that's a lovely ball for Perot to chase down. She's got acres of room here. Just slightly overhit though from Jamie Perot. Put under pressure by Tomei, and Tomei does really well there. And the Rovers will bring it out themselves. Kearney tries to turn away from Hernandez Gray. Baxter back defending. Kearney again getting into a little bit of trouble out there, the 17-year-old. And Tomei, who we're more used to seeing as a winger pushing forward, has been called into a very strong defensive shift in the first half of this first half, as we move past the midway point of the first half now. Long ball forward there from Taya Mason. Mason again playing that one forward. This time it's brought down by Downing. She's got room to run ahead here, but it's closed down very quickly by Oching. Another good diagonal ball here for Perot to try and chase down Tomei. Back again, and this time it comes off Perot and it's out for a goal kick. And I think we are now going to get the water break that I thought we would get this evening with the heat. So while the players have a water break, we would like to, League One BC would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League and League One; Gatorade, Rehydrate, Replenish, Refuel. The Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management. Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and the preferred match ball for League One. Macron, work hard, play harder. Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories. The Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight. One Soccer, the home of soccer in Canada. Join the movement and watch every CPL and most Canadian national team matches from any device. Not Copa America, you'll find out on TSN and BC Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire and unite. And while the players continue their water break, I'll take this opportunity to have one myself. We'll be back very shortly here at Swangard Stadium. And the action back underway at Community Savings Credit Union pitch here at Swangard Stadium. And the Whitecaps straight back at it, scoreless through the first 26 minutes. Altitude managed to keep the Whitecaps off the score sheet in the first half of the Caps' last outing on June 12th. Altitude took the lead in that one as well, before Blundell tied things up just after half-time, and it finished at one apiece. The only point so far this season that the Whitecaps have dropped. And that could be a very big point for Altitude come the playoff permutations at the end of the season. TSS and Altitude meet in what should be an absolutely fantastic matchup on July 7th at Kinsman Field. TSS came away with a 2-1 win a few weeks ago here at Swangard, and that game that is coming up next month could really be the decider for who gets that fourth and final playoff spot. It looks pretty certain, barring a calamitous run of results, that the Whitecaps, Burnaby and Unity will be filling the top three places. In what order though, after Unity's big 6-1 win over Burnaby on Wednesday night? We had that one as a featured game here on League 1 BC's YouTube channel. A fantastic game that was as well. Graham Roxburgh's side absolutely dominant from start to finish in that one. Vitapula plays that inside to Mason. She'll try and send it out to the wing for Yee. I think she was trying to get it over the head there of Scott. Didn't quite work out for the Whitecaps, but they do get a throw in. About 15 yards in their half. TSS have done a good job tonight in kind of subduing Emma Yee out on that left wing. She kind of ran riot in that big 10-2 victory for the Whitecaps over Altitude a few weeks ago. She's in acres of room just now as well, which TSS don't want to give her out there, but it is the Rovers that's on the ball just now as Ma pokes that forward, and you see the anguish on Maddie Ma's face there as it just runs out. Maddie Ma has committed to go and play out in Toronto for the upcoming college season in Canada West. Great to see her getting back into the college game after injuries and COVID derailed her first attempt at going off to college. The Rovers will miss her on their women's team in the MWSL, but too good an opportunity for Maddie Ma. A Jill of all trades. She also does the social media for TSS Rovers. Just now though, it's Perot that's on the ball for the Whitecaps. Cuts it back to the edge of the box. Flashed at there from Hernandez Gray. She had the power, didn't have the direction, and that's just high and over. Kirsten Tynan's bar. As we move past the half-hour mark into the last 15 minutes of the first half here, there will of course be a little bit of stoppage time for that water break. And you wonder when coaches will look to make some subs in these sweltering conditions. We know Katie Collar likes to make 3, 4, sometimes 5 substitutions at half time. As Kim Wembley tries to thread that through. Hunter gets onto the end of it, tries to round Tynan, and it's into the side netting from Kaylee Hunter off the Rovers keeper, and it's going to be out for a Whitecaps corner here. I thought they were trying to thread that through for Blundell to get onto it. In the end, it actually fell nicely for Hunter instead, and Hernandez Gray quickly on with the corner. Yee sends a high one into the box, on to the head of a flying Hunter, and Tynan stretches to keep that one in, but she doesn't. She carries it out as she got her hand on it. Hernandez Gray quick to point that out to the referee. The official agreeing it's going to bring up another corner here for the Whitecaps. Hernandez Gray this time will send it in herself into the near post. Cleared just about by TSS. Comes to Sather now, the edge of the box. She takes the touch inside. Deftly flicking that into Blundell, who turns so well. Gets the shot off, but just didn't really have the power on it. And Tynan again stands tall in that Rovers goal. Tynan, highly thought of as a goalkeeper, had a training stint over in England with Everton last year. Coming off a college season with Queen's Gales where she kept 10 clean sheets in 18 games played. Has definitely cemented herself as the Rovers' number 1 for this season in her 3rd year with the club. A great little bit of footwork there by Emma. Just put the jets on to get herself away from Scott, but Tilly James over well reading that, putting that back into touch. James herself just back from a training stint over in Scandinavia. Blundell gets it in the box, turns, tries to make room for herself. I thought she was going to go there, plays it back to Sather. Ma though breaks that one up. Loose ball picked up by Yee. Caps pushing hard here. Sather, a rare misplay from her, and this is going to give the chance for TSS to bring this forward. Kearney's looking for someone to make the run. Tomei now up on the left. Cuts inside. That's a nice ball over the top for Downing. Just has too much on it there from Vanessa Tomei. I've watched Tomei play the last 4 or 5 years out at UBC with the Thunderbirds, and such a dangerous player. Certainly has pace in her locker as well as a good finish. This is her 3rd year in League One, played with Varsity in 2022, not so much last year, making the switch to TSS this year. Tomei coming through the TSS FC Academy programme back in the day. As Perot now brings this forward, just runs past everyone as if they're not there, cuts inside to Hunter, and Ma back again, breaking things up. Such a warrior, Maddie Ma. This has been a very good first half performance by TSS. Kevin Booker will be happy with what he's seen. He'd like probably a little bit more attacking from his side, but they have defended well. And they've had to, as it's been wave after wave of Whitecaps attack. Here's another one. Yee looks to try and get away from Scott. This time Scott reads it well, just sends that ball up the right wing, but Mason's going to be over easily to deal with that. Baxter cuts out the back pass and forces Mason to go forward. Yee, nice footwork to cut inside. And that's just a loose one. Not sure who that was meant to in the end, but Tomei picks it up for the Rovers. Forward to Baxter. She's getting close down well, but Jenna Baxter still battling away. The SFU Red Leafs assistant coach, bringing some experience to this young TSS side. Although in comparison with the age on the Whitecaps, it's quite an old TSS side, but everything is relative. Tilly James on the ball just now, getting her first goal for TSS at the weekend to tie things up against Harbourside. That's good play again out wide by the Rovers, but a loose one's picked up by Sather, and this is going to give the chance to the Whitecaps to storm forward here. Few options here for Sather. Plays it inside to Blundell. Return ball to Sather. Nice cut inside there to Hunter. Comes back to Sather, who had wandered into an offside position as TSS kept their line well there. That's how dangerous and quick in transition this Whitecap side are. I thought that was going to run out, but Tomei got over to keep it in and then knocks it off Perot and out for a TSS throw in here, just inside their own half. Chevalier quickly plays that inside to Baxter. Baxter's played a very impressive role for TSS this year. 2 goals and 1 assist officially to her name, but she has been such a key player, as Downing adjudged with a foul there. Really good crowd out here at Swangard for this one. Quite a few hundred out on a sweltering Friday night here in Burnaby. As she powers forward now, threads that through, looking for Hunter just a little bit ahead of the striker, and that will run through into Tynan's arms. Whitecaps only really 1, possibly 2 shots within the box that I can think of in this first half. Everything else has been kept to long range and dealt with very well by this back 4 and goalkeeper for the Rovers. Kimwemwe tries to muscle her way through, but there's too much red shirts in front of her. This is a Whitecap side that scored 20 goals in the first half so far this year, 15 in the second. TSS have been very much a second half team. Aside from Tilly James's goal right on the stroke of half time on Sunday, every other one of their 7 goals has come in the second half. Now she's got Scott in front of her, as she's had for so much of tonight. Inside to Hernandez Gray, she's got room for the shot, and a bit of a wild one there from Geneva, and it's high and over the Rovers bar. And out for another TSS goal kick as Tynan uses this opportunity to get a spot of water. And that's loose playing out the back there by TSS. It's picked up by Kimwemwe. She goes for the shot. It's blocked by Farumo. Rebound falls nicely to Kimwemwe. Keeps it alive for the visitors here. See, they're not liking the options. Playing it back here, and that's out to Yee. She's got time to send a cross into the near post. Doesn't get the direction she wanted on that, and it's into the side netting. And TSS breathe again. I think if we're looking at the heat map for this half, it's going to be very, very red hot in that TSS half, but standing firm through the first 40 minutes of this one. Whitecaps though pushing hard for the opener. And Hernandez Gray now tries to poke that through to Blundell, and again just sloppy play out the back by TSS allows the Caps to pick it back up. Sather twisting, turning, makes room for the shot, turns back again, and this time goes down with a little kick and some verbals exchange between Farimo and Sather. Don't think Noelle Sather liked that little kick in the back there from Sophia Farimo. If your opposition though taking on this Whitecap side, you know they're a young side, you do want to maybe get a little bit heavy-handed, rough them up a bit. That would be my advice as a coach, which is probably why I don't coach. As we have Blundell and Hunter now standing over this free kick about 25 yards from goal. Tynan lining up her wall. 4 players I think in it here for TSS. Hunter steps over it. Blundell goes for goal, and it's a dipper, but from as soon as it left her foot you knew that one was high. And over the bar again for the Whitecaps. Seems to have been the saying of the night so far. Is a loose kick out again there from Tynan. Pounced upon by Perot, but TSS get it back to May, battling away, still to May. Touch inside to Farimo, she's forced back. And the Rovers won't try and force anything here, they'll just try and play out of the back. Nice little touch inside there from Dolezal, taking that away from Hunter. Mitapula though chests that ball forward down. Little give and go with Blundell, sets up Hernandez Gray. Yee now cuts inside, just overruns that, able to pick it back up again. Sather thinks about another long ranger, goes for another long ranger, and this one doesn't miss by much. I thought that was going to nestle in the top corner there from Noelle Sather. Her highlight reel from this season is going to be a thing to watch. Heading off to the University of South Florida, Noelle Sather. At the end of the League 1BC season, or midway through the League 1BC season, she'll be having her first college campaign down in South Florida this fall. Joykin Wemway also heading down to the University of South Florida, so friendly face for them both when they first go down there. And what a couple of players that university is getting. Look forward to following their college career. Mason, she said, quite an easy evening at the office so far, Taya Mason. TSS haven't really had much of an attacking threat. They've had some flashes without testing Kylie Sandalak in this Caps back three as we move into the last 90 seconds here at Swangard. Is there a goal in this first half? The Caps think there is, as Blundell, little touch outside, makes good room for herself, hits the byline but doesn't send the cross in. Dances past Dolezal there, and the Caps get themselves a corner kick deep in the first half. And we know how dangerous they are at these set piece opportunities. Hernandez Gray over to take this one, as she is with so many of the corners for the Whitecaps. Mutapula giving her the option if she wants to go short, but I think Hernandez Gray will send this high, out swinging into the box. Good movement from the Caps. It's right to the edge of the 6-yard box. James misses it as she goes for it. Comes to Oshing at the edge of the box. She turns away, gives it back to Hernandez Gray. Yee over on the right side now. She'll cut this one back to Mutapula. She'll look to loft this one in. On to the header, just over the head there of Hunter. Off the head of James, and it's out for another Whitecaps corner kick. Last 20 seconds of the first half. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official. See how much time is going to get added on. Two minutes, minimum of 2 minutes, time getting indicated by the official as this one comes in. Tynan can't get it through the traffic, and it takes a fortunate bounce for TSS and out and behind for another goal kick for the home side. Tynan sends it high and long. Can't get it over the halfway line. It's headed down by Sather. Cap still pushing for this opener as half-time approaches. And a bit of miscommunication there. Nearly allowed Perot to nip in. Takes a touch though off a Rovers player on the way through, and it's going to be out for yet another corner here for the Whitecaps. Hernandez Gray over once again to take this one. This time she does take the shorter option to Mutapula. She lofts that one into the box. Another good delivery from the centre-back as Hunter goes down in the box under the challenge there. And the ball runs behind for a TSS goal kick. That might be the last shot in anger in this first half. It's been a very entertaining first half. Both teams have played some football, but TSS have very much been on the back foot. It's been wave after wave of Whitecaps attack. TSS though holding firm right now as they look to get into half time, tied up at 0-0, or possibly even better if Baxter could have nipped in there, but Mutapula did enough to play that back to Sandalak. And that is indeed the last action of the first half here at Community Savings Credit Union Field at Swangard Stadium. It's TSS Rovers 0, Vancouver Whitecaps Girls Elite 0. Go stick the kettle on, grab your biscuit of choice and join us in 15 minutes for the second half of this one. It's going to be a cracker. You won't want to miss it. Welcome back to Swangard Stadium for the second half of Friday night. Not quite under the lights, but certainly under the sunlight, as TSS Rovers and Vancouver Whitecaps are battling it out in League 1 BC Women's Division action. It's goalless after the first 45 minutes. The Whitecaps very much peppering some shots in on the TSS goal. A lot of the ones coming in though from distance, flying over, not testing Kirstentin too much. She did have one big save to make, and the TSS Rovers defence has more than been a match for everything that the Whitecaps have thrown at them so far. And there's going to be a couple of substitutions for the Whitecaps here. Coming on is number 4 Emily Wong and number 6 Maya Archibald. Devon Kavanagh, the number 20, coming on for TSS as well. Haven't worked out who has made way yet, but we will get those to you as soon as we can. Think it might actually be Stella Downing that's going off for TSS. As the sub's being made to go over to the far side to come on. And now they're getting waved on, but no board from the officials, so we'll still try and work out who is missing. It looks like Taya Mason is being replaced by Maya Archibald in the back line for the Whitecaps. So it's number 14 Taya Mason making way for number 6 Maya Archibald, and I'll try and work out who Emily Wong has come on for, as it does look like Kavanagh is on for Stella Downing for TSS. And the action back underway here at Community Savings Credit Union pitch at Swangard Stadium. If the Rovers can get at least a point from this one, it is going to be huge in their push for the playoffs. It would move them to within 2 points of 4th placed Altitude in the standings, with 2 games in hand, and a meeting between those two teams coming up on Sunday, July 7th. Wong pushing forward right away. Wong threads that one through to Hunter. She turns away from the challenge. Loose ball comes to Sather, pokes it forward to Blundell, back to Sather, who goes for the shot. Nice movement there from the Caps, but just a little bit too high from Sather, and it flies over the TSS bar. Emily Wong is actually slotted into the back line for the Whitecaps here, with Archibald more playing out wide, although she is a fullback, so I guess she's probably playing the left wing back role for the Caps in this half. I think it might be Joy Kimwemwe that has made way at half time. In fact, it is. It's number 2 Joy Kimwemwe and number 14 Taya Mason off for the Whitecaps. Now we can get back underway with the action as the ball runs through to Mutapula. Nandis Gray looked to play that out to the sub Archibald. Archibald not able to get that. It's headed up for Kavanagh, the half-time sub for TSS, streaming forward here. She's going to have to go herself. She hasn't got a lot of support up there. Baxter in the middle, and I think she'll be happy to at least get a throw in here deep in Whitecaps territory. Kavanagh plays it forward, gets the return pass, kept in well by Kavanagh, but Wong just picks that one up, and it's taken off her foot by Scott. Farimo now tries to play that through to Baxter, Baxter just cutting inside, and it runs behind the TSS forward and out behind for a Whitecaps goal kick here. Archibald had a lot of touches already since coming on at the half. And the other sub, Emily Wong, now on the ball. Plays that forward, looking for Blundell. Dolezal deals with the danger. Hunter, though, picks up the loose ball. Gets past her marker and powers up that right-hand side, Kayleigh Hunter. What an impact she had for this Whitecap side when she came in July last year. Wong forced to play this one back.
Yep, just doing it old school. She's the girl and it hasn't changed.
Wong again trying to go up the wing, looking to play it, and Caps pick the loose ball up. Blundell, nice little interplay there, and Hunter touch inside. Blundell blocked from getting a run in that, and now TSS will bring it out. Mentioned TSS have been very much a second half side this season. 7 of their 8 goals coming in the second half of games for the Rovers. They'll be hoping they can add to that tally this afternoon. Whitecaps 15 second half goals, so both these teams like to find the back of the net after the half time break, so do not go anywhere. There is going to be goals in this one. Sather gets that one taken off her foot by Baxter. Good hustle there from the Rover. Plays it out to Kavanagh. Those two have linked up well this season.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Don't quote me.
Kavanagh from North Van. 2 seasons down with North Dakota State Bisons. Had a fantastic season for TSS last year in League 1 with 2 goals and 2 assists. And she's certainly going to add a spark to the Rovers in the second half. Still just 19 years old. As that ball played back to Sanderlick, getting in a little bit of trouble, and it's taken off the foot there of Mutapula. And Kavanagh gets a little kick for her troubles. Ma now, the battle of the number 6s. And it goes the way of Ma. It's going to be out for a Rovers throw in here, deep in the Whitecaps half. Quickly taken, the loose ball. Picked up by Baxter. She does well to turn away, gets the shot in first time. Too much on that one, and that's high and over Kylie Sanderlick's bar. Interesting that Katie Collar only making the 2 half-time subs. We've seen her make 3, 4, 5 subs at half-time of the games this year, including changing out the goalkeeper. So obviously wanting to try and keep some of that pressure on. She won't be happy being blanked in another half of football. That's 2 of the last 3 halves played by the Whitecaps that they have been kept off the score sheet here after their free-flowing goal-scoring record earlier on. Most of the action to start this second half being played in the Whitecaps half as well. They've struggled to get out a little bit, much as TSS did in the first half, but here's a great chance for them to break now with Jamie Perreault. She's got options in the middle. Hits the byline, looks to cut it back. She goes for it herself in at the near post, and Tynan stands tall to deny Perreault. Jamie Perreault, just a 1 goal so far this season for the Caps, has got a couple of assists to her name. There's another loose pass from the Whitecaps. We're not used to seeing that from this young Whitecap side. Maybe feeling the pressure. Certainly will be feeling the heat down there. More of the pitch in a bit of shade, and there is a bit of a wind that has sprung up, so the players will be very grateful for that. It is still really hot down there. It's going to be sapping these players. Kavanagh battling away, wins the free kick under the pressure there of Hernandez Gray. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, no YouTube chat for the broadcast anymore, but you can get in touch on x.com at AFTN Canada, or shoot me an email, aftncanada@hotmail.com. It's the Rovers on the attack here. Scott sends a high one into the box. It's punched at by Sanderlook, but she didn't make good contact with that, and that could have gone anywhere. Unfortunately for the Whitecaps, spins off Sanderlook's glove and out and behind for the first Rovers corner of the second half. May will send an in-swinger dangerously into the 6-yard box. It's headed clear, but to Blundell just as far as Kavanagh. First real chance of the game for TSS. It's a low one. Kavanagh met it well, just couldn't maybe get the power on it she needed, and Kylie Sanderlook more than a match to keep that one out. But that will certainly give the Rovers some hope, and again putting on the high press here and putting the Whitecaps under pressure. I do wonder if they've watched the Altitude Whitecaps game and took a lot from Altitude showing in that, where they really were on the front foot, forcing the Whitecaps back and forcing a few turnovers as well. This is a Whitecaps side that we haven't really seen pressurised too much over this season. As Ma just loses out there to Blundell. Out to Archibald, a little sidestep inside. Delicate little ball inside there from Archibald, just runs away though from Yee, and Tilly James does an excellent job at ushering that one behind, and it's going to be a Rovers goal kick. Tilly James, such an excellent addition to this TSS backline. I've watched her play the last few years out at Trinity Western Spartans. Had the pleasure of commentating on her in the games against UBC. The 2023 Trinity Western Female Athlete of the Year as well, Tilly James. 3 years under her belt with the Spartans, 10 goals and 6 assists from her 62 games played. And she has really bolstered that backline for TSS since coming in. Whitecaps will build out from the back once again. Kevin Booker will be the happier of the two coaches for sure on that TSS bench. These games against the Whitecaps, I mean, you never go into games thinking, well, we're going to lose this one, but I think every team that goes up against the Whitecaps this season are thinking anything that they can take from these games is something of a bonus point. And for TSS, as I mentioned, Altitude did take a point against them, and it does look like it could be a battle between Altitude and TSS for the 4th and final playoff spot. So the Rovers would love to match that this evening. Just now though, it's the Whitecaps on the attack. Sather goes for another long range effort. This time she can't get the direction on it, and it just flies past Kirsten Tynan's post, and it's going to be out for another TSS goal kick. Good crowd out for this one, as you can see the Whitecaps and the TSS Rovers men's players both arriving for their game that kicks off at 8:30 this evening at Swangard Stadium. That one also live on the League 1BC YouTube channel, so don't go anywhere. Spend your Friday night with us and join us for that one. As the ball thrown forward here for Hernandez Gray. Yee does well, cuts to the outside, can't get the cross and it's blocked by James. It's not cleared though yet by TSS. Now it is, but only as far as Ibo Oching. And the Cats will switch it out now to the right hand side, where they had a lot of success in the first half. That one played back to Sather. She's forced back though by the always buzzing around Jenna Baxter. And that's a heavy pass there for Archibald to try and bring down. She did the best that she could, but couldn't keep that one from going out. I think if you're a player out there just now, you're glad to be on this side of the pitch, going up and down the left wing for the Caps or the right wing for TSS, because you get the nice shade from the stand here at Swangard. So it'll be a little bit cooler at least down there. Not as frenetic a pace as we saw in the first half, and I think that's understandable. Players are all going to be quite drained out there. TSS yet, I was going to say yet to be a sub. I forgot they did make one at half time, but they are about to make another one soon. But just now it's Kayleigh Hunter on the ball here for the Caps. Beautifully played out to Archibald. She's got acres of time to send in the perfect ball into the box. It's headed clear by the Rovers and clear at the second attempt, only as far there as Sather, and Tynan will get that at the second attempt. That was another well struck shot there from Noelle Sather. Lot of pace on that one, and the Rovers keeper did well to keep that out and then smother it at the second attempt. TSS just quick to get on with it here. Baxter forced back. Dolezal barged over by Yee unfairly, say the officials, and that's going to bring up a TSS free kick and a substitution as well. Making way for TSS is Maddie Ma, and coming on is the number 10, Katie Bishop, adding some experience now. The 29-year-old, one of the older players on this TSS roster. Hernandez Gray. Oh, a bit of misunderstanding there in the back line, and an unfortunate deflection as Hunter went into it. I think it came off Joanna Dolezal in the end. Either way, it's gone past Tynan and just past the hour mark here. The Whitecaps have the lead. 62 minutes gone, it's TSS 0, Vancouver Whitecaps 1. It all stemmed from a pass forward. I think the last touch probably did come off Kayleigh Hunter there. Just watching it back there on the stream. Hernandez Gray's initial pass wasn't where she wanted it to go, but the Rovers kept the pressure on. Hunter followed that ball in, and it ricochets back off Hunter's shin, past Tynan, and the Caps have the lead. It was a good tackle in the end from Dolezal to try and keep that out, and it was just very unfortunate as Hunter ran in, hit off her shins, and flew past Tynan. And that is going to force TSS to open up a little bit in the last half hour or so here, and they're straight on the attack. Jenna Baxter, she's got 3 players coming forward here. Can TSS hit back right away? Baxter battling away still. Jenna Baxter goes for goal herself, and it's off the bar. A curling effort from Jenna Baxter. That would have been a highlight reel goal. Baxter was not giving up on that play. Tenacious play by the forward, denied though by the crossbar. And the Whitecaps keep their 1-goal lead here at Swangard. That goal, incidentally, for Kaylee Hunter, her 6th of the season now. The 16-year-old out of Calgary. I mentioned that she had an immediate impact with the Whitecaps when she came to the team last year. When she was signed, we were told she was one to watch. She has electric pace, and you saw it right away as well. She played 6 games in League One, 5 goals in league play, 2 goals in the playoffs, and an assist as well. 8 goal contributions from the 6 games played, so it was a tremendous return from Hunter. Already this year she's got 6 goals and 1 assist for the Caps, and it's her goal tonight that has the Whitecaps in the lead here at Swangard Stadium. What do TSS have in reply? They've been the better of the teams in the second half, it has to say. But this Whitecap side always a threat. As Kearney battling away here with Archibald. Good play by Kearney. Touches it back to Baxter. But Archibald recovers well and takes that off the foot of the veteran. And Hunter turns away, flattened for her troubles as well by Chevalier. And that's going to bring up a free kick for the Whitecaps midway in their own half here, as we get set to move into the last 20 minutes of this one. Wong does well to win that back, goes for the diagonal ball, up to Yee, just runs off her foot. That will allow Scott to pick this one back. Bishop now plays it out, it's just over hit there and runs away from Amanda Scott. TSS missing one of their forwards, Shayla Chorney, who is out for the rest of the season. She fractured her face in the last game against Harbourside. Played on to the final whistle, but medical tests then showed a facial fracture, and Chorney will miss out for the rest of the 2024 League 1BC campaign. Will it be a season that leads to another playoff campaign for TSS? They made it to the semis last year, dispatched by this Whitecap side. And if the standings were to stay the same and Rovers were to get into the top 4, it would set up a Whitecaps TSS semi-final repeat, with Burnaby taking on Unity. Unity's win though midweek closes the gap between those two teams to just 2 points, with whoever finishes higher in the table between those two will be moving on to host a semi-final, as we're going to get another substitution here. And 17-year-old Caitlin Kearney making way. Coming on for TSS is number 17, Alyssa Scott. So both the Scott sisters now on the pitch here.
Number 17, Alyssa Scott.
And we're going to get our water break for the half just after that substitution, as we approach the midway point of the first half. League 1BC would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League and League One; Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel; the Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management; Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and the preferred match ball for League One; Macron, work hard, play harder; Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories; the Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight; One Soccer, the home of soccer in Canada; and BC Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire and unite. One other pitch I'll mention as well: if you're looking for something to do on Saturday night in Vancouver, head along to the Brew Hall and you can catch the TSS Rovers' excellent DJ Bruce spinning the decks and doing everything at the Brew Hall. Not sure when that one gets underway. Bruce not listening to me just now. I'll just take this opportunity as well to have a water break. And the players back on the pitch here. It's very hot up here in the press box. I don't know what it's like down at pitch level. The whole time that the players getting the water break there, Rovers keeper Kirsten Tynan getting some treatment. Sub keeper for TSS tonight is Claudia Mazayai. She hasn't featured yet, the 19-year-old for TSS. Plays her college football out at PEI for the Panthers out there. I do wonder if we're maybe going to see her get an opportunity here. Tynan though up, stretching. Don't know if it was a bit of cramp or if she maybe twisted her ankle going for that shot that came in from Hunter. If you have just joined us, where have you been? But aside from that, it's been a very entertaining game between first place Whitecaps, fifth place TSS in the League 1 BC Women's Division. The only goal of the game coming in the 62nd minute. Kaylee Hunter getting her 6th off this season. And Tynan, that's going to be a good first test for her. And I'm just watching as she kicked that. She is feeling down to her leg. But we'll keep an eye on whether Tynan's still good to go. Hopefully she is. She's such a key player for this TSS side, and in the action again with a clearance that will go into touch. This one just running through now to Sandalak, and the other goal was, you can definitely see the pace has dipped a little bit out there. Whitecaps will be wanting to add to their tally, but also happy just to come away with the victory. If it stays at 1-0, they might not be pushing too hard in the closing minutes, although this is a Whitecap side that doesn't know when not to push hard. We've seen it all season long. That altitude game where they were 7-2 up in the final 2 minutes and then managed to get 3 goals. And here they go again. Perot streaking forward here. Cuts it inside, and Tilly James there with a big boot to send that up. Only as far though as Sather, who touches it inside and is sent crashing to the deck by Alyssa Scott. Alyssa Scott, 21-year-old midfielder from North Van. She plays her college soccer with the UBCO Heat. And it's now the other keeper, Sandalak, that's gone down and might be needing a bit of treatment. It's not been a good few minutes for the goalkeepers here. Sydney Veneer warming up on the Whitecaps bench, and I think we might actually be seeing her as Sandalak goes down. Don't know if this is cramp as well, or... Have to remember it is a grass pitch here at Swangard, so it does play a little bit different, and only TSS and altitude play on grass field, so these Whitecaps girls not overly used to playing on grass. As the Whitecaps trainer looks to be doing a little bit of a taping job here on Kylie Sandalak. TSS having a Chinwag at the edge of their box. Whitecaps going over to their bench for some words from Katie Collar. Sandalak up now and jumping and making sure that she's okay. Such a great addition to this League One side, both the keepers, Kyla Sandalak and Sydney Veneer. We've also seen 14-year-old Samantha Powell get a half as well, 14-year-old from Winnipeg. Sandalak and Veneer, both 16, so they will both be back for the Whitecaps next year, and they'll also be in the playoff run as well. And both keepers from Delta, interestingly enough, and have been in the cap system since 13-year-olds back in 2022. But Whitecaps back up and running now. This ball comes out to Sather. She sends a high one into the back of the box for Hunter. Takes a bounce away from the goal scorer. And she is fouled in the back by Amanda Scott. Going to bring up a free kick here for the Whitecaps. Hernandez Gray standing over this as she is for a lot of these set piece opportunities. She's going to send a curler high into the box here. Another good delivery from Hernandez Gray, looking for the head of Blundell. Instead it went to James, who got clattered in the back for her troubles, and that's going to bring up a TSS free kick. Some concern there for Tilly James, and her keeper Tynan bringing over some water for her centre back. This is certainly going to add to some of the stoppage time that we're going to have in this half between the water break and the couple of injuries, as TSS are going to make another substitution here. Fourth official trying to catch the referee's eye, has done now. And making way is Vanessa Tomei, the number 9, going off, and it's Nia Cooney coming on for TSS, 17-year-old forward. She's committed to Dalhousie Tigers for the upcoming college season. Was a BC champ back in 2019 with Coastal, and had a good couple of showings when we saw her play for TSS last season. This is Cooney's third appearance of this season. She started that first match against the Whitecaps, that 7-0 defeat, and has only featured for 28 minutes since, going the full 90 in that one. It's a long range effort, comes in and it's tipped over there from Sandalak. That looked to be nothing, and there was just a deathly hush in the stadium as that one headed towards the Caps goal. And Sandalak had to stand tall there to tip that one over. Long range effort, all coming about from a forced turnover. And it's Katie Bishop that had that long ranged effort, and that's going to bring up a TSS corner here. Baxter over to take it. She's going to send this high into the box. Good delivery from Baxter. It's bouncing about, runs through, just misses Tilly James, and Farimo can't get on top of it. And the Caps will clear that. Hunter tried to keep that in, wasn't able to. Bishop quickly on with it for TSS. What a goal that would have been for Katie Bishop if that had sneaked over Kylie Sandalak, but the 5'10" keeper more than a match to tip that over the bar. Kavanagh, she's not had a chance to get too involved since coming on at half time, and Hernandez Gray will chase this down with James, but you're not going to win that foot race with Tilly James. As the Rovers go again, Scott touch inside to Baxter, turns away from the attention of Wong. No open channels for her though, forced to play this one back. Dolezal now will launch this into the box. Mutapula doesn't get a full connection with it there. Farimo on the edge of the box. Farimo goes with the dipper, and it's off the bar again. The second time in this second half TSS have hit the crossbar. They're coming closer and closer, but still unbreached is this Whitecaps backline. They've only given up 4 goals all season, 3 of those to altitude, and 1 was an own goal in the very first match of the year. As the Whitecaps know the best form of defence is going to be on the attack here, but it's taken off the foot of Blundell. TSS looking the more likely just now to add to the scoreline, but can they find the breakthrough? Kavanagh was calling for that, and it's a swipe at it by Mutapula. Kavanagh is in, tries to round Sandalak, the ball still loose. Everyone is just trying to take a kick at it, and Sandalak recovers well to smother the danger, and the Whitecaps will breathe a huge sigh of relief there. Uncharacteristic sloppy play at the back from the Whitecaps, almost punished by TSS. They're going to feel the equaliser is on the cards here. It's been a fantastic second half showing from the Rovers. Whether they can get back into this or not is going to give them a lot of heart heading in to their last 5 games of the season. They've done such a good job at keeping Kiera Blundell, Geneva Hernandez-Gray relatively quiet out there. Sather now picks up that loose ball, gives it back out to Perot. Chevalier over well to deal with that. A lot of experience out on the pitch for TSS. Some of their older players now out there as they push to try and find the equaliser here as we move into the last 10 minutes at Swangard. Hernandez-Gray though for the Whitecaps, cuts inside, gets the shot off, and what a goal from Geneva Hernandez-Gray! Her 7th of the season. That was a rocket that beat Kirsten Tynan. She couldn't keep that one out, and that could be the assurance goal for the Whitecaps in the 81st minute here at Swangard. It's TSS Rovers 0, Whitecaps Girls Elite 2. The long bouncing ball forward. Hernandez-Gray did so well to pick that up, and that was leaving her foot at some force. And that gives the 2-goal cushion now to this Whitecap side. As I mentioned, a 7th goal of the season for Hernandez-Gray.
Substitution in number 25, for number 7, Geneva Hernandez-Gray.
And the goal scorer, Geneva Hernandez-Gray, immediately substituted there, as the Rovers had a chance there to almost pull one back immediately. Absolutely fantastic end-to-end stuff here at Swangard. The Rovers not letting their heads go down as a great chance as Kavanagh off the bar for the 3rd time this afternoon. TSS. They're going to want to measure the height of that crossbar. Blundell, nice little back heel into the path of Sather. Katie Connell, who has come on. Another dangerous... Mia Gutierrez is the player that's come on. Forgot Connell's number 29. And not even on the bench tonight, so there we go. Yeah, Mia Gutierrez was the player that came on there for Geneva Hernandez-Gray. She already has a goal and an assist to her name this season. Most of these Whitecaps players do seem to have registered some kind of goal contribution. As Hunter flicks that forward. Need to watch the goal back as well just to see who got the assist. I think it was headed forward by Maya Archibald, but I'll double check that for my assist stats. It's Archibald on the ball just now. Pokes that one forward to Sather. She tries to round Chevalier. The loose ball comes back to Sather, who plays it into the box. The Rovers just about get it clear. And TSS still pushing hard in the closing minutes. Good block there, and that's going to put Scott under a little bit of pressure. She deals with it well under the pressure there from Gutierrez. And just overrun there by Jamie Perreault, number 20. 7 has Claire Logan has also come on for the Whitecaps. As they'll look to see out the final 6 minutes or so here at Swangard. Can they add to their tally? Perreault in a good foot race. Perreault wins that one. She plays it inside. It's just overhit to Hunter. She couldn't get onto the edge of that. Now it falls to Blundell at the edge of the box, but again just slightly behind the leading scorer. Archibald floats it into the back to Hunter, dangerously across the 6-yard area, and TSS bending here, but still managing to keep it out. They need to get one back quickly if they're going to get anything from this one. They just can't get the ball themselves just now. The Whitecaps sensing blood here after that second goal. Blundell knocks it past Chevalier. Gives herself lots of room to get a good cross in here. Into the back of the box, Hunter heads it back into the danger zone, and dealing with that is Alyssa Scott. And we're going to get another substitution here for TSS. Making way is Ruby Chevalier. The number 23 and coming on, number 14, Sasha Merck. Making her first appearance of the season for the Rovers. Had a rookie season back in 2022 with McGill, where she played 5 games, 3 of them starts. Another player that's come through the TSS FC Academy. And it's Merck in the action right away. Plays that inside to Farimo. Baxter still battling out there. Finds Kavanagh at the edge of the box. She's got lots of Whitecap shirts around her. Kavanagh doing so well, but she's going to have to try and keep this in. She does a great job to keep it in. Plays it back to Baxter, who's come over to this side now. Takes the deflection, a fortunate one that falls to Scott. She'll get this back out to Kavanagh. Nice little touch inside. And Baxter tries the same, but that's well read by Kaylee Hunter. That's going to be out for a Rovers throw, and they quickly get on with it. Kavanagh trying to keep that in, but ushered out there by Iba Oching. And we're going to get another TSS substitution now. Coming on is number 7, Claire Yee. Coming on for Jenna Baxter, who has run herself into the ground out there. Another fantastic outing for Baxter. Now, what can Yee do? She missed all of last year due to injury for TSS. That ACL injury playing for Thomson Rivers really derailed what was a fantastic 2022 League One season, where she had 4 goals and led this Rovers side. TSS have 2 minutes and stoppage time, of which there could be fair few minutes, that has to be said, because of the various water breaks and injuries that we have seen in the second half. But they need to get the first of these 2 goals that they need very, very soon. Ball up to Yee. And that's just a little bit ahead of Scott. And Logan does well to mop that one up. Sather now brings this one forward for the Caps. Delicately chips that out to the wing for Perreault. Perreault and Merck coming together. Takes the touch of the Whitecaps player, and it's going to be out for a Rovers throw in deep in their half. They need to get this up the other end of the field, and quickly.
Someone's my God.
That one just chipped into the back of the box and dealt with again by Scott, who touches it away from Gutierrez.
Announcing another empty arena for Trinity hockey. Gotta entertain myself somewhere.
Oshing tries to find Blundell, but the Rovers clear it only as far though as Mutapula. Good footwork there from the centre back, keeping it off the foot of Claire Yee.
Oh, it's hilarious. They're like, oh yeah, we got like 200 here. I went, no. I got about 50.
Logan, long ball forward, flicked down by Hunter into the path of Blundell. She's forced wide though, can't get the shot off there. She looks to add to her 10 goals for the season. Perot gives it back to Blundell, tries the curling effort, doesn't get the direction on that she wants, and that's high and over as we move into stoppage time here. And 6 minutes of time, minimum 6 minutes stoppage time to get added on here by the officials. 6 minutes for TSS to find 2 goals to salvage what would be a huge point in the race for the playoffs. This is not a Whitecap side though that gives up the lead, so a very tall order. TSS have hit the crossbar 3 times in the second half.
The men start at 8:30.
Okay.
Dolezal looking for some movement. The Whitecaps not given any space out there, but Yee gets the ball. Nice turn from her, not a great pass though. And that's going to allow Perot now to bring it up the other end for the Caps. She's got 3 options inside her as well. Pokes it forward to Blundell, surely offside, yet the flag does go up now. Blundell not had the usual chances in front of goal, so good credit for the Whitecaps for that as we get another substitution here. Making way is number 3 Iba Oching, coming on the number 13 17-year-old defender Sammy Reamer. Reimer, a 17-year-old out of Calgary. Came through the Calgary Blizzard system and then Calgary West, but has been with the Whitecaps now since last year. As Farimo thinks about the shot, nothing was on, plays it inside. Shot does come in now from the Rovers, but blocked again by the Whitecaps as Gutierrez tries to send that up the left wing. Scott Overwell to get the block in, and Whitecaps will be happy with that. As Reimer sends that one up the wing to Hunter, taken off her foot though, and Kavanagh sends that forward for the Rovers. He can't get that kept in, and it's going to be out for another throw in here to the visitors. Time running out fast now for TSS. Can they at least get a consolation that the play has deserved out there? Kavanagh picks up the loose ball, sends it into the box. It's over the head of everyone, and that's going to be dealt with by Maya Archibald. She'll just get a big boot on that and send it up to Perot. Perot battling well, flicks it into the middle, and James coming forward. No, with a bad kick to the face there for Yee. No malice in it, it's just 2 players battling for the ball. Yee just picks herself up. Difference between watching women's soccer and the Euros. He gets a kick to the face, picks herself up, Rovers just get on with it. And Dolezal standing over this free kick. Is she going to go for goal? Is she going to chip it into the back of the box? We know Joanna Verzosa Dolezal has got a sweet strike on her. Sanderlock giving up a lot of room to her left here if she gets it on target. That's where she goes, and a great dive and save, turned away by Kylie Sanderlock. What a fantastic stop that was. I was saying she'd given up a lot of room to her left, but she more than covered that space. Dolezal clearly saw the room there and went for that side. But what a save from Kylie Sanderlock. Rovers keep the pressure on. Yee tries the flicked header. Comes back to Farimo into the box. Appeals for handball there on Mutapula. I think more by me than anyone else there as the ball gets chipped back forward by Scott. Farimo now. She just overruns that. It's played forward to Yee. Little touch inside. And the Rovers are going to get themselves a free kick here as we move into what should be about the last 90 seconds of this one. Nia Cooney, the player, sent to the deck. Dolezal is going to be back over to take this free kick this time. Don't think she's likely to go for goal. Probably going to chip this into the back of the box where there's a lot of red jerseys waiting for it. Dolezal lofts in a nice one. It's run through to everyone and just escapes Claire Yee. She couldn't get her foot on that. It takes a touch off the Whitecaps and it's out for a Rovers corner here. "30 seconds off the minimum of 6 that were announced by the officials left in this one. Can TSS get a consolation? Goal difference could still play into what happens in the playoff race as this corner comes in. Comes to the back of the box. Bishop can't bring it down. Now it's out to Dolezal. She sends a high one. It's looping, and Sanderlock again rises from her 5'10" to keep it out, and that's the last action of this one. It's another win for the league leaders, but they were made to work hard for that 2-0 victory. It finishes TSS Rovers 0, Whitecaps Girls Elite 2. Both the goals coming in the second half. The first 62nd minute from Kaylee Hunter. A fortunate ricochet as she followed in off her shins past Kirsten Tyner. Then with 9 minutes remaining, Geneva Hernandez-Gray, a sweet strike, beating Tynan, giving the Whitecaps the 2-goal lead. That was how it finished, and the Whitecaps move up to 22 points, extending the lead at the top of the League 1BC standings. The Rovers stay in 5th on 7 points, and there's some big games coming up for both of these teams. The Whitecaps next in action on Wednesday, June 26th, where they're away to Unity. TSS not back in action until next Friday here at Swangard, where they'll be at home to Rivers. That's on the women's side. The men have still to come up this evening. They'll be going at 8:30. Join us on League 1BC YouTube channel for that. If you can't watch it live, watch it on demand. Thank you for spending your Friday evening with us. I've been Michael McCall. I'll talk to you again soon, but until then, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting League 1BC, and we'll see you soon.
Nicala. Number 79, Matteo Samori. Number 84, Monique Thomas. Number 85, Sydney Wathuva. Number 87, Saheed Williams. Number 88, Angelo Zhu. And number 98, David Ajangbe. Head coach, Robert Rossatoi. And now, tonight's starting lineup for your TSS Rovers, presented by Parallel 49 Brewing. Starting goalkeeper, number 1, Justin Sandu. Number 3, Gabriel Escobar. Number 4, Nicholas White.